Hey guys, welcome to TechB2. Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 vs Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro, specifications, features and price side-by-side comparison. Does stock Android UI and massive battery make the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 a more feasible option over the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro? Let's find out in this video. With the debut of the new Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 at a competitive price starting at 10,999 rupees, Xiaomi's Redmi Note 5 Pro now seems to have a worthy rival in this segment. Asus launched the Zenfone Max Pro M1 in India today. The latest Asus handset, introduced at a starting price of 10,999 rupees, has joined the mid-range segment, promising great value for money. The smartphone will be available exclusively on Flipkart from May 3rd. When it comes to the sub 15,000 rupees segment, Xiaomi has dominated the Indian smartphone market. But with the debut of the new Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 at such a competitive price, Xiaomi's Redmi Note 5 Pro now seems to have a worthy rival in this segment. Let's take a look at how Asus's new mid-range handset specifications and features compare with that of Xiaomi's mid-range ace, the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Design and build. Talking about the design and build, the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 is built out of aluminium with plastic antenna lines running along the top and the bottom of the device. The phone has dual camera sensors vertically stacked at the back. It has a rear-mounted fingerprint sensor placed at the center. The base holds a 3.5mm headphone jack, micro USB port and speaker grille. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro is no different when it comes to build material. This phone is also crafted out of aluminium, and it has fine antenna lines running at the top and the bottom part of the rear panel. Even the cameras are stacked vertically, but unlike on the Zenfone Max Pro M1, it sits below the top antenna line. The fingerprint sensor is aligned at the center on the back side, and the bottom edge houses the audio and micro USB ports. Good part about the Zenfone Max Pro M1 is that it comes with dedicated micro SD slots, so you can insert 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card as well. Redmi Note 5 Pro has a hybrid slot, so you can either have 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM and 1 micro SD card. While both the devices share similar build material, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro seems to have a slightly compact form factor than the new Zenfone Max Pro M1. Display. Both the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro feature a 5.99-inch Full HD plus 18:9 IPS LCD display. Both the screens have 2160 x 1080 pixel resolution stretched across the tall front panel. The similarities don't end there. Both displays come with 450 nits maximum brightness level and pixel density of 403 ppi. However, the Zenfone Max Pro M1 doesn't bundle any glass protection on top of its display, which means you will have to invest a few rupees in a screen protector. You get a 2.5D curved Gorilla Glass on the Redmi Note 5 Pro to protect the display against minor scratches. Further, the display on the Zenfone Max Pro M1 covers 85% of the NTSC color gamut. Meanwhile, the Redmi Note 5 Pro Full HD Plus has 84% NTSC color gamut. Processing hardware and storage. The Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro share the exact Qualcomm's mid-range Mobi. The platform, Snapdragon 636. Both the smartphones have SoC clocked at 1.8 GHz and paired with Adreno 509 for rendering graphics. The new Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 comes in 3 RAM and storage variants: 3GB RAM plus 32GB storage, 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage and 6GB RAM plus 64GB storage. The Redmi Note 5 Pro meanwhile offers 2 models: 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage and 6GB RAM plus 64GB storage. The Zenfone Max Pro M1 offers expandable storage of up to 2 TB using micro SD card. The Redmi Note 5 Pro, on the other hand, has storage expansion capacity of up to 128GB. Camera. Both the mid-range smartphones carry dual rear camera setup. However, the Zenfone Max Pro M1 has a higher megapixel count on the primary sensor against the Redmi Note 5 Pro. The new Asus smartphone houses dual camera sensors sporting a 13MP unit, Omnivision 16880 sensor, with f2.2 aperture, and a 5MP secondary sensor with depth sensing functionality to offer better bokeh effect. Xiaomi's Redmi phone meanwhile comes with a 12MP primary sensor, f2.2 aperture, and a 5MP secondary sensor, f2.0 aperture. Software. The software is where the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 glitters with clean stock Android. Asus has swapped its cluttered Zenui interface with stock Android skin, making the Zenfone Max Pro M1 an interesting proposition. It runs Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box. The phone is expected to get Android P upgrade in the future. Users will also get 100GB of Google Drive storage for 2 years, which seems a good treat for Asus fans. The lack of bloatware on the Zenfone Max Pro M1 will further add to the fluid experience. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro on the other hand still runs MIUI 9 based on Android 7.1.2 Nougat OS. The smartphone is said to receive global stable MIUI 9.5 custom ROM-based Android Oreo soon. The UI on the Redmi Note 5 Pro looks clean with a little bloatware that can be uninstalled. However, the stock Android Oreo experience might likely provide a better UI experience with its core features, for instance, PID mode, autofill for Chrome, etc. Price. The new Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 starts at a price of 10,999 rupees for the 3GB RAM plus 32GB storage version. The 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage variant meanwhile will be worth 12,999 rupees, and the one with 6GB RAM plus 64GB storage will come for a cost of 14,999 rupees. Xiaomi's mid-range Redmi Note 5 Pro on the other hand tags a price of 14,999 rupees for the 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage version, and the 6GB RAM plus 64GB storage model is available for 16,999 rupees. Thus the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 seems to have an edge over the Redmi Note 5 Pro in several departments, including price. Rarely does Xiaomi get challenged in this manner. To know if Asus truly has an ace up the sleeve, stay tuned for our detailed review soon. And subscribe our channel, and for more update like our official FB page. Thanks for watching.